All right, hey everybody, welcome back to the eBay shop. My name's Corey.
I'm Teresa.
And we are Grams and Pops Vintage, and we're going to break away from the norm here in a big way because we're not going to do any order pulling really at all.
Well, we are.
We'll do one. We're going to pull one item and show you what's sold, but other than that, we're not doing a typical what's sold video at all. We're actually going to show you the secrets to selling on eBay. We're going to show you everything from start to finish, everything except buying the item because we already have items.
I don't know if that's a secret.
Here comes all the big secrets. Like I said, we're not going to actually buy the items. You can go buy an item at a thrift store, grab something out of your house. Wherever you find the item is up to you. We're going to show you from that point all the way through to the sale and after. So stick around. Here comes eBay. And Teresa will let me know if I missed anything, but we're going to try not to miss anything at all.
Nope. What is the first thing you do after you purchase an item?
That's a good question, Teresa. I'm glad you asked. Very timely of you to ask. All right, I guess that leads us to step one, which is to grab an item or choose an item that we would like to sell on eBay. We've got a whole death pile full of them, so we're going to jump over there in just a second and grab one, and we'll walk you through from that step forward. How about a crusty old battery charger? That one looks fair.
It doesn't look very crusty.
I don't know. It looks pretty crusty to me.
Hold on. Hold it up here.
Are you comparing crusties?
Yep.
That's not nice. All right, so this looks like it's been sitting in someone's garage or barn for a while. And the next step here is to test and clean this so we can see if we can sell it. And I suppose if we're going to do that, we should probably make it safe to test first. First part of that being make sure we're not going to catch cobwebs and dust on fire. So I'm going to blow that out with the air compressor a little bit before we get started. And we have a little air compressor in here that we just use for blowing whatever we need to blow out. That's it. Well, yeah, don't do that. All right. Now, not necessarily with everything do you have to do the same type of testing and cleaning. Everything's a little different. Anytime I test or clean a battery charger, the first thing I do is look at the cables, the cords, and just kind of run your hand down these and make sure there's not any cuts in the cords. Make sure you're not going to short anything out. So the plug-in side looks pretty good. And then we start doing the same thing over here and just look for any cuts or anything that could short out. Make sure your insulators are good on these. You can see on the positive contact, the insulator piece is actually gone. So with that, I'm going to tape that up at the very least, just get some black tape on it so I could test it without having to worry about getting shocked. I guess the only other thing I would say about electronics when you're doing stuff like this, if you're not comfortable with the electronics, if taping something up like that makes you uncomfortable, then just don't buy them. Sell them to somebody else that is comfortable. I know that isn't going to hurt a thing. It's the same thing as this little red piece that's on that one. And that's good to go now, and I'd have no troubles at all selling this way as long as it works.
And
what?
as long as you note it.
And yeah, we'll note that in the listing piece for sure. So before I even plug this in, I'm going to go ahead and grab a voltmeter so we can see if these actually produce voltage the way they're supposed to. Now this is way fancier than most people would need. I happen to have this because we use one probably more often than we should. But if you don't have this, I'll show you a different way to actually test these two. With these, it's red to red, black to black. Just keep them apart so these two don't touch anything. And then we can see this has a 6 and a 12 volt. And these don't have an on-off switch. It's either on or it's off based on whether it's plugged in or not. And you can see here we're getting 13.75 volts.
But that's more than 12 if it's 12 volts.
It's because there's no load on it. There's no battery hooked to it, so there's no load, so you're going to get a little over voltage. If we switch that to 6, We're above 6. We're about 8.5. So, and if you actually, if you see the meter here, if you had a car battery to hook this up to and you were putting some load on it, this would come up. There's no load being pulled on this, so there's nothing to show. So this actually works the way it's supposed to so far. So that would be the proper way to test it, barring if you have an actual voltmeter. If you don't have a voltmeter and you just want a quick and dirty test one to see if it seems like it's working, which we've tested plenty this way, we've never had one come back. Make sure when you plug this in, these are nowhere near each other.
FYI, Jessica, this one's for you.
You should get a spark.
There you go.
And that's it. As long as you get a spark off of those, you're good to go. Now we got to clean this up. We don't have all our normal stuff out here. We usually have Power Shot, the Dawn dish soap spray soap. And that works really good for cleaning this kind of stuff up. But we're out of it right now. So I'm just going to use some alcohol. It's just rubbing alcohol in a spray bottle. And that works just as well to kind of cut the grease on stuff like this.
And it's metal, so you don't have to worry about it drying out, right?
Yep, you're not worried about it drying out plastic or anything because the whole thing's pretty much metal here. And you can see it's just taking off all kinds of grime. And again, it is alcohol, so you don't have to worry about it getting down in the cracks of this or anything. Whatever gets on the circuit board is going to dry up in just a few seconds. And then I like to grab a rag and just run the cords through it. Get some of that grime off the cords.
Ew. Is that one better or worse?
Oh no, it was just as ugly in a different direction. So we will wrap all these cords up and bundle this up for storage here in a minute. But now that we've got it all done, we need to take pictures and list it first. So I'm not going to bundle the cords up quite yet because we have to point out some defects like that. So that's it for testing and cleaning. We're ready to get this thing listed.
Next step, Corey, whatever. He already cleaned it. He tested it. He tested it the fun way too. Next thing we got to do is get it ready for taking pictures. And before I do that, I'm going to go ahead and look it up just to see if it's worth listing. Even though I know it is because we already purchased it. So.
Are you saying we don't make mistakes?
I don't.
Okay. Did you purchase it?
Nope, I did not purchase this. So I'm going to go on eBay. In the app, I'm going to search, however you spell that, battery, whoops. You get to see all my spelling mistakes. Oh, you know what? I don't know why I did that because it has a part number down there. Let's search that instead. 0124. Look at there. We got 2 of them. That one looks really faded. That one looks just like ours. So I'm one that I like to do sell similar. So we are going to click on that one. Oh, before I do, one is listed at $59.99. One is listed at $70. And I am going to actually check this as well. We've had 5 sold, but that's a 10 amp. That doesn't even look like mine. So there's one that sold for $39.99. And that's the only one that sold is one for $39.99. I'm going to find the one that, again, looks like mine.
So you're going to make a draft?
I am going to make a draft. I'm going to sell similar. Is it sell similar? Hold on, I'll show you what it is. It's a sell one like this. Okay, so I'm going to pull up. This is actually one that can go to 6 and 12 volts. So I'm going to scroll through this part. Condition, it is used. That is the part number. I don't have a UPC. It is a charger, 6 and 12 volt. It is a charge. I don't know what charge master means, but peak amps is 6 amps based on this. And that's all I'm going to fill in on here because it doesn't need anything else right now. I am going to go down and I'm going to put our price in. Since I know the last one sold at $39.99 and there's one listed at $59.99, I think I'm going to place it in the middle and I'm just going to list it at $49.99, knowing what it last sold for. Does that sound right?
That's probably what I'd do.
So we're going to list it at $49.99 on Buy It Now. I'm gonna leave that and we're gonna set my phone down. I'm gonna prep this so that we can get ready to sell it. We learned a long time ago, we bought rubber bands, but it says not to use a lot of rubber bands for a lot of stuff when you're bundling cords and stuff. So we just went on Amazon. I don't know if you can even see that. We went on Amazon and we purchased a bunch of twisty ties. I think there's like 2,000 of them and I paid like 10 bucks for them. So I use these for the cords. And I'm just gonna do the whole, would you call that a bow tie?
I'd call it bundling a cord up, I guess, but kind of the shape of a bow tie.
Some people will do like circles.
You'll have to forgive our camera work on these big lights are kind of all in the way. But this is our photo booth and we always drag them out when we're taking pictures, which she's gonna do shortly. I would like to say she's getting ready to get into the picture stage of this. And you see we have these umbrella lights and this nice desk setup. You don't need that much of a setup. I mean, really, a cell phone and a halfway decent lit area, even if it's in front of a window in the daytime, is more than enough to get this done.
So the next thing I'm going to do is you're going to click on the fancy picture thing. I'm going to scoot it back as far as I can scoot it and kind of set it up so that it's ready for me. Okay, so I'm going to just do, I am what they call an over picturer, unlike some people who post one picture. But, oh yes, those drive me nuts.
Only when it only requires one picture.
Then I'm going to get an up close so that they can see the amperage, all of that fun stuff, that it's 6 and 12 volt. I'm going to turn it to the side. Take a picture of the side. Picture of the back. I am going to zoom in and take a picture of their thing. I'm going to take that picture. I'm going to do 3 more pictures. One is just of the top so they can see the top. One is of the bottom so they can see the bottom. And then take a picture of the cord to annotate that it's in really good condition. Then I'm going to take a picture of these. And I am going to take a picture of this one by itself just to show that it is missing the stuff. Got all my pictures. I'm going to run through real quick. Crop those babies down. I'm not going to crop that one. And the main one that you want cropped to be a square is your very first image, right?
Yep.
That's the one everybody will see. So if you have some other ones that are weird shaped and you don't want to crop them square, then don't crop them square. Whoops, that one was bad. Okay, that's all my pictures. I am going to, now that we notice after taking pictures that we have that one bad thing in here, I am going to go in and note the red cable clamp, right? Is that what it's called?
Yeah, red battery clamp.
Red battery is missing protective cover. It has been covered with electrical. I can't spell. Tape. Okay, so I made sure to note that. I have my price. The last thing we need to do, are you ready to follow? Is to come over here. To our fancy scale. Get my weight. That's 6 pounds, 12 ounces. Odds are I'm going to just round it up to 8 because it shouldn't take more than a pound and a half of wrapping. Not quite a pound and a half.
Of wrapping in box?
Yeah, that. Come back over here to my phone. Go back down to here. What was it, 612? I'm going to go to 8. The next piece we need to do also that I forgot about measuring is I did add the 8 pounds. We have to figure out box size for what it needs to go in. So, just to be safe, we're going to go in a 12-inch by 9-inch. That drops down. By 9-inch box. So I'm going to add this. Ooh, they were close on their guess. That's what we do for listing. What's the next piece?
All right, so the next piece we need to do with this is just get it ready to put in our inventory and then figure out where we're going to put it in our inventory, or how are we going to put it somewhere where we can find it again if it sells. Okay, we're going to do that. But I don't like it when these cables are flapping around. They tend to get tied up on stuff and get in the way all the time, so Saran wrap is your best friend. Well, something like that, and then just spin them up. And that way those cables can't get into anything anymore. We've got something like that. I might put a little more Saran wrap on it yet, I think. We'll go this way.
The opposite way?
Yep. Just keep that one there. That's a little less monkeyed up. So now we got to go find a place to actually put this thing. And I have an idea of where it might go on a shelf, so we're going to go see if there's room. There's only a couple of shelves in here where we just set stuff. And this bottom shelf here is one of them. There is a space right here. So I'm going to go ahead and just set this in there. And then we have to know that that's on shelf D1. We actually have the labels on the end of the shelves here. So that's shelf D1. Now we need to put that in the actual, in eBay under the custom Skew. So let's go back to the bench and we'll add it to our inventory.
So custom Skew, I heard a lot of people, so not to really change subject, but I heard a lot of people said they updated the app for eBay and they were struggling with the custom Skew being available for them.
No, thankfully it is for us still.
Okay, I went by that really, really fast. So under your item specifics, scroll
all the way at the bottom.
All the way at the bottom, and it says custom Skew, and we're going to put D1, and that is everything for that. Then I'm going to hit save for later. So as you noticed in the video, I did hit save draft. I don't remember what the thing says.
Save as a draft?
Yeah.
Save for later?
Yeah, save for later. Because we add it to, we just save for later until we're ready to fully publish it. And then we just hit list it when we're ready.
Let's just pretend for the sake of the video that that one is going live. Mm-hmm. We're actually going to save that one and probably post it in the next couple of days because we've just added it to our drafts.
Correct.
But if you were doing this, you could just as well hit
list it,
and it would make it live.
Correct.
All right, so that's it for listing it on eBay. It's been listed, it's live, it's active. If you made it live, we in this case didn't, but in your case it would be live, and now all you got to do is wait for the next thing to sell. And when it does sell, if you've only got a couple of things listed, it's not a big deal. You're going to know exactly where your items are. But if you've got 3,200 plus items in your inventory, you're going to need to know where to find that thing. You're going to need to know how to use that inventory piece, the D1, I believe, that we put in the custom Skew to find your product. So we're going to show them an item that actually did sell of ours that we need to pack up for today, and we're going to just go show you how we find it and pull it.
Okay, the item that we're going to pull is actually these Robert Graham cotton white paisley dress socks. Regular one, size 1. They came out of our storage unit. And as you can see on here, it says they are in custom Skew label 59. So let's go find box 59. Tote 59. Tote 59. Oh, look at that. Okay. Whoops. Since these are all small, I didn't want them to get lost, so I did pack them all in one bag. These are the fancy Robert Graham socks. They are brand new.
And they're white, so we're going to want to make sure they don't get dropped on the floor or put on a dirty bench.
Yep.
Now, as you can imagine, if you're pulling this and it says go look in tote 59, you don't have to look through a lot of stuff to be able to find what you're looking for. So we've made your search much, much smaller by doing it a tote at a time or a shelf at a time.
Yep, and most of our tote lots, most of our totes which have clothes, which are usually jeans and stuff, those normally have numbers on these bags, but these are old ones, so I have not gotten a chance to do the inventory and number them.
And I think it's only one of 2 pairs of socks in there, so they're pretty easy to find. Three. Well, 2 now.
3.
All right, so we've pulled the item. And we probably would throw it in a bag or something, or throw the phone.
Hey, we got one thing out of our death pile.
Yes, we did. And now you guys know all of our super secret, super duper money making secrets about eBay.
Hot diggity dog.
Hot diggity dog. So that's all there is to it. Like I said, there's no magic here. It's just a matter of doing the steps. And now you have all the steps just like we do. And you're going to make mistakes just like we do.
A lot.
Probably not as many as we do, but you're bound to make a mistake eventually. But that's it. That's all there is to it. So hopefully this gives you what you need to go start selling on eBay if you've been thinking about it. And we're actually going to do a follow-up video to this one that's the final frontier. It's the final step. Yeah. It's the final step to what we've just done here, which is an A to Z packing and shipping video, from the box to use and how to pack it all the way through what buttons to push in eBay to actually create your label and get it out to the post office. We may even take the camera to the post office. We'll see how it goes. But that one's coming up in the very next video. So make sure if you're not subscribed,
hit that button, do the bell so you get alerted. Is it alerted?
It's alerted. That way you get, the notification.
Yes, the alerted.
That's it. All right. So that's all we've got for you. We're going to get out of here and we're going to start making the next video so you guys have the rest of this series. We'll see you guys next time.
Hasta la vista, baby.